Coach, how has your team responded after last week?
Good. We worked hard. We worked hard the last couple of days. Anytime you invest a lot into something, it can be tough when you're on the short side of it. But hey, that's part of life, and that's part of getting to where we want to get. Is you got to go through the tough times, and you got to be able to handle that and move on. It's another week this week. Got a very talented team we're going to face that gives you some challenges with what they do offensively.
Like to get out and run. How do you prepare for somebody like that?
Well, you got to make sure you're all on the same page. Communication's important. You've obviously got to be physical up front in the run game. You got to be able to set the edges. You got to understand your gap fits and where your help is, inside, outside, and those kind of things. Because when the quarterback's a runner, it becomes truly 11 on 11. And if you don't fit it right, you can create a seam in your defense. And that's how they've been getting some of those, long runs with the quarterback.
Does it help that you coached against him last year?
Not really. I mean, it's a different offense. Obviously playing against him, know him and that kind of thing. I think he's a talented individual that's done a great job where he is right now. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, us getting lined up and going and playing with effort and energy and doing the things that we need to do to be successful.
You all have defended running quarterbacks pretty well so far this season. Why is that, and what's the key to it?
I think, the key is that everybody understands the leverage. Like I said, understand your gap fits. You got to make sure that, you keep the quarterback in relation to where your help is, and everybody's in their gap. It sounds kind of simple, but the guys are in their gaps and know where their fits are. And then you got to play with effort and energy, and you got to be able to play the blocks when they come because they're a big physical line and they like to try to impose their will on you.
Coach Petrino said today that he thought it was a combination of both you guys kind of letting your foot off the pedal in the fourth quarter, but FSU also kind of coming into a groove there at the end of the game. What did you see on film?
So we're going from BC back to that, okay. First of all, I think it's a good example of if you look at the first half, we're playing pretty well, give up 7 points there. And then you face a Heisman Trophy quarterback that is talented, and you maybe don't have the communication that you need on a couple plays, and then he makes some plays, and then you have the results that you have. So you got to use it as a learning experience, understand that we're in one of the premier conferences in the country, played the former Heisman Trophy winner, and the team that won the national championship, and they've done that for a reason. And I think it's a good lesson for us is we did it for a half, now we got to continue to do it for 4 quarters and finish the deal. And I think our guys did a great job of understanding that. They know where we are. They know what we need to do to get that kind of game done. And the thing is now is we got to turn our attention to a talented BC team and try to go get a win on the road.
Coach Petrino's already said that P.O. is going to be out this week. What does that do for you from a depth standpoint on the line? Do you guys need to play more snaps, or do you try to get other people involved?
No, you'll try to get a few more guys involved. Richardson can play a little bit. Brown can play some more. I think it's important that the big guys up front, you try to keep those guys fresh. Obviously, P.O.'s been a mainstay in what we've been doing, but it creates opportunity for other guys. And by doing that, sometimes injury creates depth in your team. And what I mean is when a guy goes down, maybe a guy that you wouldn't normally play as many snaps gets an opportunity to play, and then he showcases what he can do. And then all of a sudden, when a guy comes back, you have more depth. So I've always believed that injury sometimes can create depth. So it's an opportunity for our young players that maybe haven't played as much to get some snaps and show what they can do.
What do Kelsey and Burgess do so well? They've had fantastic years for you guys.
Really good players, understand the system, really work hard. They prepare each week. They're both really quarterbacks of the defense, do a good job of communicating, and they're talented guys. The interception that Burgess had in the Florida State game is one of the better interceptions I've seen from a linebacker. And both guys, do the things you need to be a good quarterback of the defense. They prepare, they know the system, they communicate well, and they're able to make plays because they got some speed and athletic ability, and they finish at the ball.
Defense has played well all season. For them to have one bad half, how do you keep that from carrying over into the next game?
Well, like I said, each week you got to keep grinding, whether you're doing as well as you wanted to or maybe you didn't do as well as you like. It's a new challenge, so what we got to do is we got to turn our focus to a talented BC team and understand that it's going to be a challenge to get a win up there, and we've got to go in with the idea that we got to play physical and aggressive and be ready to stop the things that they do well.
All right.
Thanks, guys.